I wonder if there's a better way of organizing their workload. Really? What's up, guys? Hope you've been doing well and staying safe with the recent stuff going on worldwide. Today I'll be covering another Rimworld topic on understanding the Work tab and how to use it well. So, what exactly is the Work tab and what does it do? The Work tab is essentially a menu that allows you to view and manage various aspects of your colonist's work, from priority to work types to proficiencies. From the Work menu, you'll be able to set the types of work you want your colonist to perform. Although some colonists will refuse certain tasks, for example, Noobers can only access research and firefighting, while a settler can access all skills. You'll need to familiarize yourself with the Work menu and its functions if you want to make sure the colony runs efficiently. I'll go more in depth in the following sections. Before we begin, don't forget to drop a thumbs up on this video and subscribe to my channel. Also, $1 goes a long way, so don't forget, if you feel like it, head over to Patreon and support the channel, and you can see videos like this one before they ever hit the YouTubes. Done? Alright, let's start then. First up, let's talk about job priorities. In a colony, each job will naturally have varying levels of importance depending on the circumstances and needs at hand. You'll need to juggle pawns doing multiple jobs with different priority levels. For example, you may have lots of people injured or sick in the med bay. In that case, a pawn with high medical skills should be prioritized to care for them, with his other jobs maybe harvesting plants being less important. Or maybe you want to produce loads of art. Just grab pawns with top-notch art skills and switch their priority. To change a colonist's priority, you have to first ensure they're already assigned to that work type. Select the colonist, right-click a target, such as a blueprint object or pawn, and choose an option from the context menu. If no menu appears, that means the colonist can't be assigned any task related to the target. If that's the case, you might need to pick another colonist. Note that you can chain multiple tasks together using the Shift key, and these queued jobs can be viewed on the colonist inspect panel. Another important part of the Work tab is the manual priorities mode. This mode allows you to toggle the interface between standard and manual mode. If you're wondering what those modes do, give me a minute and I'll explain them shortly. In standard mode, colonists can only perform work types they've been directly assigned to do, which is shown by a green check mark, tasks ranked from left to right in order of importance. Manual mode allows you to have more control over prioritizing each colonist's work type. Work types can be prioritized from 0 unassigned to 4, with 1 being the highest priority and 4 the lowest, while an unassigned task will not be performed. For tasks with the same priority, the left-right system still applies. It takes more effort and micromanagement compared to standard mode, but assign duties manually gives you greater control over colonist workload. Looks like I need to give you guys more work. Now, let's dive a little deeper into exploring the nuances of job priorities. In general, most Rimworld colonies tend to have 2 kinds of jobs, frequent and infrequent, depending on the colony size or needs. Larger colonies will require a diverse variety of frequent jobs, while starting colonies may not require jobs like tailoring and smithing as much to warrant full-time professional colonists. You'll want to set a job's priority to 1, the highest, if it's a frequent job and also a vital job. Priority level 2 should be reserved for high priority infrequent jobs, meaning jobs that are important, but not necessary ones your pawns need to do all the time. Examples include hunting and smithing, which may be one and done till the next time you need meat or gear. Basically, whatever you'll need a pawn to be focused on doing for an entire day. Level 3 is generally used for secondary jobs, which tend to be a part-timer's on-call duty or a full-timer's fallback gig. For example, a huntsman who's working with animals can also be assigned to tame them and haul byproducts. Or maybe you could assign a cook who's finished preparing the food to some other tasks like crafting. Try not to overdo it with these fallback jobs, as they should be limited in numbers so you don't overwork your colonists or have trouble micromanaging everyone. You don't want them running around trying to do a million things and then nothing gets done. Ideally, level 3 priority jobs should be used to support other colonists doing the same jobs full-time, providing a few extra hands to make the work easier. Treat level 3 more as a hobby or brief assist and not a substitute for proper employment of pawns with the necessary skills. Priority 4 should be for jobs that don't necessarily need a lot of skill skill from the colonist, providing a helping hand. Of course, your main employee should be skilled, but his temporary assistant doesn't have to be. This includes jobs like basic crafting, hauling, and cleaning. They're all jobs a colonist can support if he has nothing more valuable to do at the moment, so keep that in mind. 0 is to limit colonists with low skills from taking complex jobs and should be used carefully to ensure they don't try to do these jobs. Certain activities like planting, construction, and smithing cost quite a bit of resources if a pawn keeps failing, so make sure only the best have access to them. Use 0 to keep pawns from wasting resources unless they have a passion for it. Even then, micromanage their training to make sure they don't mess stuff up. Phew. Supervising those idiots is tiring. I need a break. While I'm here, here's a quick reminder for you guys watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel. I've got loads of great video guides for Rimworld as well as other games. Just do it. You won't regret it. If you're done, let's get back to the video. And don't forget about our Patreon. It really does help. I swear. It helps more than you think. Alright, now we'll get back to the video. Yes. Press the slide. Yeah, thank you. As I've already stated, there's loads of jobs and work types requiring different skill sets, from farming to do metalworking to slaughtering. Each work type is divided into various smaller tasks. These tasks have their own priority value separate from the assignable one, and share the same system of higher priority tasks coming first. For example, a doctor will prioritize tending to human patients with urgent needs over treating sick or injured animals. There are way too many job types and subtasks to list here, so go on, Google them yourself. Speaking of skill levels, let's talk more about that. In order for colonies to run efficiently, they require colonists with the right skills assigned to the right jobs. I mean, you can assign unsuitable colonists, but that'll be disastrous. When you're assigning work in the work menu, take a moment to look at them. Note how each box has a visible outline. The higher the colonist skill, the brighter the outline, ranging from red, worst, to white, to bright yellow, best. Hovering over a skill box also displays the colonist's skill level, as well as their passion for that skill, which is indicated by 1 or 2 flame symbols. Use these visual aids to help you determine which colonist is most suitable for a specific task. As I've mentioned earlier, you should always study your colonist skills and apply them to their strengths. You wouldn't try and fit a square peg through a round hole, right? Using the wrong colonist can severely hamper your colony's progression and may even waste resources or valuable opportunities. But don't worry, the game itself will warn you of that possibility when assigning jobs. Pay attention for a crunching sound. This sound plays when you assign a pawn to a work type which they won't do well due to a low skill, and can help you keep from using the wrong colonist for a job. When assigning jobs, you'll also notice that some colonists may not have a box for 1 or more work types. Some colonists are incapable of certain jobs or work types, usually due to their personality and character traits. You're obviously never going to see a noble doing dumb labor, work like hauling, or cleaning up. They're too snotty for that. No. To find out whether a colonist is capable or incapable of specific tasks, check their character tab. If they're incapable, it will display the status incapable of X, with X being a task. Bear in mind that this is different from a skill level of 0. Characters with skill level 0 are still capable of performing the relevant task, but will be extremely ineffective and inefficient. One exception to the incapable trait would be characters who are incapable of plant work. Despite this restriction, they can still cut down trees if that tree cutting is done as part of a blueprint for construction work. They'll be really inefficient though. Kind of a strange loophole, but whatever works, right? Another thing to keep in mind when assigning work via the tab is area permissions. If you're familiar with Rimworld, you already know the colonists and animals can be given permissions or restrictions on specific areas. This allows you to control where they travel instead of having units randomly wandering. Notably, the same thing applies to assigned work. Colonists will only perform work in their allowed areas and won't ever go near a forbidden zone unless the restrictions are lifted. This means you can play around with the mechanic to create custom work paths or to direct colonists toward working only in specific areas. Oh, but there are some quirks to the system. For example, if an allowed area is made up of 2 parts, colonists may still traverse the unallowed areas to reach and perform tasks in another zone. Keep this in mind if you don't want them passing through at all, and assign accordingly. Sorry, I was busy reviewing work assignments. Let's take a quick break. If you've liked the video so far, don't hesitate to leave a comment down below. You can ask questions, give feedback and suggestions, or even just stop by to chat. Everyone's welcome, just remember. And that's not all. Aside from all these tips, I've got a few more miscellaneous ones to share. Hopefully they'll prove useful. Firstly, certain jobs and job categories are best handed out in batches. What do I mean by that? Well, instead of assigning a job, cleaning or harvesting, for example, to different pawns individually at separate times, you might want to consider having them hired simultaneously. These types of jobs tend to require mass effort and are done best simultaneously and all at once. No sense having one pawn spend time cleaning a room halfway only for others to get in dirty again and double the second cleaner's workload. Having plants harvested in batches also ensures the harvest and expiration timers match up for all affected plants. Aside from that, you should also try to assign maximum priority to cleaning as soon as possible. It's preferably done when you have at least 6 colonists. Just pick a suitable colonist and get them to do the dirty work. Cleaning is pretty important and doesn't take too long, which also improving the beauty of an area. In turn, this boosts the mood of nearby pawns. More isn't always better when assigning jobs in Rimworld though, and too many pawns doing one job can be actively detrimental in various ways. Firstly, it can be a potential waste of manpower. Some jobs just don't need that many workers, and you'll be taking them away from their other jobs that do need hands on board. Having too many workers assigned to a job also makes them get in each other's way. If the job area is too crowded, it's going to be a nightmare for them to path around each other. Quite a waste of time, really. Worse still, it could be harmful. For example, having more than one hunter at a time increases the risk of them accidentally shooting each other in the back, particularly if they are hunting animals that clump up like deer, elk, or buffalo. Alright, that was a brief overview of the work tab and how to use it well. I hope the video was helpful for you improving your assignments and tasks. Don't be afraid to play around with it. The tab can greatly increase your colony's productivity. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it and subscribe to my channel for more cool videos like this. Noobert out.